success requires more than just being around the right people or doing the right thing or saying the right things. It requires you to understand yourself, to learn how to make the most of your talents, your skills, your gifts, your ability, your experience, your expertise, your education. I could go on and on and on. But also, you have to be able to break down the barriers between who you pretend to be and who you really are. And I know a lot about that. And then at last, you've got to be able to be empowered. So today I'm going to empower you to discover your strengths, to recognize some of the areas in your life that need a little changing, and to get excited about what your future holds. It's all about what you know, and it's going to happen right here on this program. I'm going to give you the tools you need to move forward, to compete with yourself and win. Get used to that statement, because you are the original. And as the original, you have no competition with who you are. So you might as well compete with your best self and win. So let's get started. Well, welcome back. Listen, as I was meditating on challenging you, I want to challenge you with one word, the word that is most important for any of us to have. It starts with a C. I call it the C word. Is that big word, courage. All of us need an extra dose of courage. I remember very clearly, and as I think I could still feel the butterflies in my stomach and my stomach turning. I was 15 years old. I was in England, and they said, we are going to show you how to abseil. It looked so easy. From where I was standing, I said, I can ace that, until I got to that high point on the mountain. They harnessed me up, and they said, go. All of a sudden, the butterflies show up. I have absolutely no courage. Every ounce of I can do it was drained out of me. When I looked down to the bottom and I was trying to figure out, I have never done this. How am I going to get from the top to the bottom? It started with putting one foot in front of the others. Was I shaking? Absolutely. I even had a tear coming down my eye. But with some coaching, and with a lot of cheering, I tell you, I learned how to abseil. To me, courage is not saying that you don't have fear. It's not saying that you don't have anxiety. I had to face my fear. I had to feel it, and I had to do it anyway. And that's what courage is all about. You ask yourself, can I really do this? Can I really go back to school? Can I really heal after a broken marriage? Can I really go on? We all ask those questions sometimes, especially if we've been through a storm, a financial storm, an emotional storm, a relational storm, or even a health storm. When those winds are blowing, it seems as if we're going to capsize in a sea of fear. But hang on for 1 minute. Life is made up of storms. And I've learned from sailing that it all depends on how you adjust your sails. To me, riding through the storms, getting courage, starts right here and right here. Healing starts from within, never from without. And if we can learn through what I call the core four, our life empowerment system, it's starting at the core of who you are. It's starting at the core of your emotions, the core of your feelings. And it's connecting your sails to that wind. There is no sailboat that can sail without the blowing of winds. And sometimes the stronger the winds, you have to make up in your mind that I'm going to pick myself up, adjust my sail, and go at it one more time. If I can encourage you, to go at it one more time. I'll encourage you over a period of a year. Why a year? You know what? It takes about 90 days just to create those habits of picking yourself back up and doing it one more time. I've had those moments where I said, okay, I'm giving up. I'm going to throw in the towel. This is not working. But I discovered one thing, that successful people begin where failures end. This is not the time for giving up. This is not the time for throwing in the towel. It's time for you to say, I'm going to go at it one more time. And guess what? I get to do it with you. 365 days, every single day. I'm going to be with you, and we're going to take it one step at a time. Listen, let me ask you a question. How do you eat an elephant? My answer, you eat it one bite at a time. Let's not take the big gulps. Let's just breathe in one day and then exhale. And let's do it the next day and the next day and the next day. Your worst days are behind you. Your best days are ahead of you. And any day above ground zero, it's a good day to start all over again. Courage takes several things. Number one, it takes a knowledge of what lies within you. And I'm going to tell you, what lies within you is more powerful than the storm that blows outside of you. I read something the other day. I thought it was brilliant. It was written by Bishop T.D. Jakes. One of the things he said is this, that a boat sails in water. It's not the water around you that causes you to sink. It's when you let the water come on the inside. Listen to me carefully. You've got strength, you've got power, you've been wired to weather every storm. And guess what? You're not the only one that's going to be sailing in this kind of turbulent times. We're going to be sailing right there with you. We're going to be encouraging you. We're going to challenge you to do number two. Not only have knowledge of who you are, but to dare to begin the healing. So many people go through life just stuffing pain into a garbage bag. They just stuff it. And they believe that if they stuff it in a garbage bag, they're never going to see it again. But I've discovered from traveling from country to country, from the Netherlands to Africa to India, we all hurt. We all get disappointed. People betray us all the time. But let me tell you, this is the stuff that life is made up of. You're stronger than that. You're bigger than that. When I've told my story for pity, guess what? I sink deeper and deeper into the problem. But I've learned to tell my story for principles, because therein lies the secret to prosperity and progress. If you tell your story long enough, sometimes you become your story. So let's change and let's go to the next part of our challenge today. Not only to have courage to heal, but find a solution that works. This is what I want to challenge you with throughout this segment. Stay tuned. All my life, I was looking for a coach, a mentor, someone that I could trust in, trust myself to. And I finally discovered that person, and that was Jesus. And I spent the rest of my life trying to emulate him. I tried to boil down his message into one word. What was that gospel he preached? What was the message that so captivated people's heart that fishermen left their fishing industries and businesses, that lawyers and doctors left their practices to follow him? What was that word? He preached a gospel. And I asked myself the question, what is the gospel? To me, the gospel is a message of empowerment that gives people meaning, purpose, dignity, and hope. And I've spent my life studying the teachings of Christ. I'm learning along with you. I'm journeying along with you. To me, the only perfect person that's in this world is Jesus Christ, and that's the person that I'm emulating. I want to emulate his life, but I also want to be able to preach his message. It is a message of empowerment. I have trained thousands of people around the world and touched millions of lives. And everywhere I go, I meet people who are disempowered. These are people who say, I'm on a quest to discover who I really am. Why am I in this earth? What is the meaning of life? They say to me, I want to know who I am. And then they say, people just don't get me. The question I often ask them, do you get yourself? When I hear this statement and statements like these, one word keeps coming to my mind, and that is the word empowerment. So as I attack this subject, the subject of empowerment today, you hear it everywhere. You hear women's empowerment and empowering children and empowering this to do this and empowering that. Nobody ever has taken the time to give us an explanation or a definition, and that's what I want to do right now so that you can walk away empowered. Empowerment to me is a process by which an individual or a group of individuals are assisted, equipped, and strengthened in order to discover their potential, identify their capabilities, and to access available resources, while at the same time enabling them to exploit and leverage opportunities in order for them to maximize their strengths and their potential as they hone their skills and ability. That's a whole mouthful. So let's just recap that one more time and just roll back and let's see if we could say it one more time so that you can get it. Get out your pens, get out your notepads, and write this down, empowerment. Empowerment is a process. A process doesn't just start and finish at the same moment. It means that it stretches over a period of time. So it's a process by which people, individuals, or a group of individuals are assisted, are equipped, and are strengthened. These are three very important words. When someone says that I'm empowering you, you got to ask yourself this question. Have they assisted me, or how have they assisted me? Or if they talk about a program that is empowering, you ask yourself the question, will it assist me? Will it equip me? Will it strengthen me? But you have to be assisted for something and equipped for something and strengthened for something. So let's just drill down a little bit more. You are assisted, you are equipped, you are strengthened in order to discover your potential, identify your capabilities, and in addition to that, access available resources while at the same time enabling you to exploit and leverage opportunities. You can't leverage or exploit opportunities that you don't see. And an empowered person will be equipped so that they can identify opportunities. Now, opportunities usually show up disguised as a problem. And whenever a problem shows up in your life, it is a divine announcement that God is getting ready to promote you and cause you to progress. Most of us hate problems, but I often say the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity for progress and prosperity. Now, when you exploit these opportunities, you do it in order to maximize your own strength and your own possibilities as you hone your skills and you hone your ability. Now, this happens at a very high level so that you can advance to new levels, so that you can fulfill a goal, a vision, a dream, an aim, an objective, or a purpose. All of us have dreams. All of us have goals. All of us have aims. All of us have objectives. And all of us have purpose. And so when we talk about the message of empowerment, it is important, if you are going to fulfill your purpose and maximize your potential, it starts with the process of empowerment. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to drill a little deeper. Because once you're empowered, ultimately, it's going to be able to lead you to both individual success, prosperity, so that you are no longer surviving but thriving, not only as an individual, but you can impact your family, communities, and ultimately nation. Right now, the world is looking for nation building, and nation building starts with an empowered individual. Empowerment addresses the true and ultimate bottom line in creating the wealth of nations, and that's people. This is where people are put back into the driver's seat, where they are fully and confidently engaged in understanding their value, their worth, their dignity, and they have a level of intimacy, not only with other individuals, but they have a level of intimacy with themselves. This is why the empowerment message is the precursor to self-knowledge. Stay tuned.
Join Dr. Cindy Trimm for these next live appearances.
Welcome back. We were talking about empowerment. Empowerment is one of those words that are thrown around, but empowerment is very, very important, especially today, because empowerment starts with self-knowledge. It's about learning to live authentically, being true to who you are. Rather than living outside in, you begin to live inside out. You cannot live authentically if you don't know who you are. And empowerment helps you to find that core of you. Empowerment helps you to discover and to connect and to embrace with your authentic self. We have given so much away to so many people. I think we know more about what people want from us than what we want from ourselves. If I ask you, who are you? Are you going to say, I am a doctor, I am a lawyer, I am a mother, I am a husband? No, those are the roles that you play. That's the title that you wear. And in some instances, that's the mask that you wear as well. So empowerment helps you. It helps you with knowing who you are, self-expression, living a healthy life. We don't want to be stagnated